I don't think this is working, right? No, okay, so I'll just do it manually here. So principle number 5 is to shine a light on the dark. And if you've been here before, if you've been to a Thor thing, if you've seen me speak about personal branding, you kind of know where I'm going with this, but I'm gonna try to make this super simple. When I was growing up, I didn't know what this symbol meant. It just looked cool. Beautiful piece of design. It's about balance and harmony, equal and opposite. There's not good or bad, it's just different energy. I found this quote, "The mind is everything, what you think you become." And a lot of times we perceive our dark side to be so, it brings so much shame and guilt, it makes us anxious that we never share it. And then we're talking about how to be more authentic in the world. How can we be more authentic in the world when we're not being even honest with ourselves? So when I talk about personal branding, I really do want you to look into the dark, get to know yourself, and to bring it to the surface, because once you are able to see it and own it, no one can own you for that part. And there's a great quote from Wayne Dyer, "Change the way you look at things, so things you look at change." So I want you to put this in a different context, because whenever I talk about this, people are still really reluctant, like they're like, "Wow, I don't want to do that right now. I'm not ready." So I'm going to ask you this question, okay? We'll do this together. So every good thing has a negative thing, and every negative thing has a good thing. Actually, they're just things. It's just our perception of it. We label it as good or bad. So what's the downside to something that's good? So if you're really tall, and there's a couple of people really tall here, what's the downside to being really tall? You play basketball. That's a good thing, isn't it? What's that? Clothing. You got to shop at the big tall store. Maybe the clothes cost a little bit more. Maybe they never have your size. What else?
Airport.
Oh my God. The airplane is the worst, right? I travel with my buddy Drigo. He's 6'3". His knees are in his chest, right? Okay, so let's do another one here. What if you're like really rich? What's the downside or the negative side to being really rich? What?
Taxes.
Everybody asks you for money. More money, more problems, they say, right? The problem with being rich is you never know who's really there for you and who's there when you lose that money. So, see, even being rich has a problem. What if you're like just too smart? Overthink. Who said that? Do you suffer from that? Yeah. but you know what? You didn't overthink that answer. You went with it. So maybe you're not that smart. Right? I don't know. Just gonna have some fun with you today, okay? All right. So you can see here, if you're too tall, if you're too rich, or you're too smart, you have some problems. So you understand how the game is. So we'll flip it to the other side now. What's the positive side to something really bad? What if you're just really short? What's that? Your life is lit, but how come? You can fit anywhere, you're right. Even in premium economy, it feels like first class. Yeah? Right? For sure. You don't have to order the big Uber. You can just fit in the Uber, what is it, the Uber X? Life is good. What's that? You can sit in the back seat. Maybe this is a good, maybe this is a bad thing, but I can share clothes with my kids. My kids come into my closet and like, you gotta ask dad first. You have to. So there's some benefits there. What if you're poor and broke? Nothing's good with that? Oh, nothing to lose. Okay, I didn't hear that right. I was like, man, that was brutal. Humble. Well, what else you got? You're poor and broke. What else you got? What are you gonna brag on? The no money in your bank account? Yeah, okay, so I think when you're poor and broke, some of the people that I know who have no money are the happiest people I know. They have the best relationships, they have the best attitude, they're grateful for everything. Every little thing they have. And they're never going to pretend to be anything if they're not. It's pretty apparent. Okay. If you don't know who Rory Sutherland is, he wrote this book called Alchemy, The Magic of Original Thinking in a World of Mind-Numbing Conformity. You can see the pattern, the things I'm attracted to, is about getting you to break out of the norm, to break out of the box. So he has this observation where we want to compete where no one is expecting you to be good. So we have to like turn our faults into our futures. Okay? So I'm going to give you some examples. How do you flip this around? How do you embrace that darkness, the thing that you just feel like, oh, I wish I didn't have this. I wish I could change this about myself, about my business, my industry, the way I look, the way I sound. Just work around that, okay? So a while ago, there was a campaign done for Montana tourism. And they did a kind of a survey of people to figure out what they were already thinking about Montana. And what they found out was everybody was having this negative attitude about Montana. There's nothing here to do. Just mountains, trees, and streams. Darn. Right? There's nothing here. So you know what their ad campaign was? There's nothing here. They took a very negative thing and they made it a positive thing. And how, like, there's no faking here. There's no fakery involved. They fully embrace that, and it's brilliant. So there's a little car company called Mini. And if you were to say, like, what's the negative thing about Mini? Well, it's really too small for American roads. It feels like you're going to put your life in jeopardy next to these gigantic SUVs. The Escalade's going to run right over you. So how do we turn that into a positive? So we say, like, it's small but nimble. Maybe it's mighty small. And the way we do this is if we take this and we embrace this, the darkness of this, and we turn it into a strength, this can be the filter for how we speak to the world, our messaging. So you can say the Mini is small, but it packs a punch. It packs a punch, and this would be your ad. And you can say, like, it's small, so maybe it's like, it floats like a butterfly, but stings like a bee. And this could be your ad. So you're embracing everything about the way it looks and the negative opinions people already have, and you turn that around, and you own it, and you claim it. You can say, well, you know, you're playing with fire here, so you can say maybe it's lit. Or maybe you just met your match. So if we are able to sit down and take inventory of the things that we don't think anybody should talk about, and we want to get good with ourselves, we embrace that, the way we know we've let the world heal is we start to talk about it a little bit.